All right, now that you've seen a lot of different kinds of designs for your straw towers, it's time for you to get together with your group members and start to design the tower you guys would like to make in your particular group. So I believe you have a Google Doc that I've shared with you, and that Google Doc looks something like this, Straw Tower Design Worksheet. So one of the first things that you guys should do is you should decide what kind of design you think you want to make in terms of a shape. Would you like to make an overall triangular shaped, and this is looking from the top? Would you like to make something that looks like a square from the top, or something that looks like a pentagon from the top? What I'm going to do is I'm going to design a tower that I would not approve in class, and I'll explain while I'm doing it why I would not approve it. And I'll also explain why I'm picking it. Okay, so I'm going to choose a three-sided triangle for no reason other than the fact that that's what I wanted to do. All of these structures, as long as they are built well, will hold 30 pounds. So don't feel like one is better than the other, because that's not necessarily the case. How many pillars in each corner? I am going to choose to do one pillar in each corner. And by the way, I'm doing this in pen so you can see it. As you're working, I would almost do it in pencil, because I have a feeling you're probably going to change your mind as you go through this, and I'll explain how I would change my mind given my circumstances in a few minutes. Okay. Will I have pillars in the middle of the X's? What am I talking about? Well, remember there were some designs where if you looked at it from the top, this one was a square, and they had one pillar in every corner. But then remember they had pillars that went through the middle of the X's in the center of each of the sides. That's kind of the design I'm talking about. I am not going to do that. Again, if you are, then you would choose yes. So if I have a three-sided triangle and I have one pillar in every corner, I'm not doing any pillars in the middle. How many total pillars will I have? I will have 3 pillars. So you need to calculate how many total pillars you would have. Next, you need to make a choice. Will you be making your pillars out of 1.5 straws or 2 straws? Now remember, if you're going to do 1.5 straws, you're going to have a small overlap, which is not a big deal. But in order to get it to be 30 centimeters tall in the end, you can't overlap very much. If you choose to do 2 straws, then you can have a bigger overlap, and I can choose to overlap this even more just by shoving the 2 straws together, because the way I have it right now is at about 40 centimeters. Now, how are you going to know? Well, you might not. I have some tips for you here in a second. So right now, I'm just going to decide to do 2. Again, if I'm doing it in pencil, then I can change my mind later, and I may change my mind later. So now, how many total straws will I need to make all of the pillars? Well, if each pillar has 2 straws, and I have 3 pillars total, 3 times 2, of course, is 6 total straws is how many it's going to take me to use to make the pillars for my design. So the next thing I want you to do for number 7 is to draw a top view. All you have to do in the Google Doc is just double click on this. I have it started for you. You can simply copy and paste the things that I already have for you. This should look like the shape overall. So my shape overall is going to be a triangle. So I would put another line here and another line here. And then the circles represent each pillar, and you're supposed to put where the locations of the pillars are going to be. So I'm going to have only one pillar in the first corner, only one pillar in the second corner, and only one pillar in the third corner. Now, I know the video I had the other day was a little difficult to see, so maybe if this is a little closer up, you can see it better. So this would be a triangle. You'll notice that there are 3 circles in the first corner, 3 circles in the second corner, and 3 circles in the third corner. So obviously I would have 3 per corner, and that would make a total of 9 pillars if I were doing that example. Here is a different top view. This would be a square from the top, so you can see that it looks like a square. And it has 2 pillars in the first corner, 2 pillars in the second corner, 2 pillars in the third corner, 2 pillars in the fourth corner, for a total of 8 pillars. Now, if you were going to do a pentagon, A pentagon, and I apologize because mine is terrible, but a pentagon would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and it would have, this particular design has 2 pillars in every corner, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 circles, and that would be what a pentagon would look like, and I hope you can draw one better than I can. So anyway, you would draw your top view, what it would look like next.